Hi, it's me, Ingrid P, and I wanted to show off this new hat that I bought on the way to Pride. I happened to see it at a second-hand boutique right when I was going to go to the Pride Parade. So it's a frog, and I really like frogs. And I also got some freebies with like my region's bag and a water bottle and flags, and then I went and bought this like crocheted thing, this knitted thing, which cost a lot of money. Even if it was secondhand, it was handmade. So yeah, I used most of my money for that thing. But it was a great day, and I've never been to Pride in a small town like this, because it's kind of nerve-wracking not being anonymous. I mean, I meet my patients and my colleagues on the street all the time, which I did today too. And so I think that some people were surprised to see me there. Some people knew about me being gay, so it was still strange to see them because I was in full Pride gear, and them seeing me like that and that whole other context, it is a little bit nerve-wracking. I didn't want to look at a crowd of people because who knows who would have recognized their doctor or their colleague, which is me. But I had a great day. I met two people. One of them is non-binary and one of them is trans, but I don't I think that their pronouns are they, them, so they had a child, and the child was also non-binary. The child was maybe around 3-4, and like the name of the child was a female name, but they would call this child Cookie. And Cookie was super cute and had a bunch of rainbows on their shirt. And it's interesting because I actually got some friends. Okay, sorry, I have a mosquito bite on my lip and that kind of annoys me. And those people were shouting out the slogans, and they made up the slogans that we in the parade, and then we ended up being like the forefront of the Pride Parade, and we were shouting these slogans, and it was great. I ended up hanging out with these two people, and having waffle and eating with them, and then we went to a second-hand boutique and I got a crocheted thing. I don't like making videos outside, but a person came up to us and told us that what we were doing was really important and that it was really brave of us to do that, especially in a small town like this town. And I was so moved by that. I blushed, and yes, it was brave of me. So I am proud. I am proud of what I did today. Even if this is Sweden, that is super progressive, it's not always that easy. My parents, I'm not out to my parents, so I sent a picture to my mom that happened to have a very small piece of the Pride flag in it, and I don't know exactly what she thinks of me going to Pride. Anyway, I just wanted to say that, like, there was somebody who asked about how if we do activism as a sign of peace, and I am not an activist. I wish I could be, but it's like I often lack the courage to do things, and I lack the energy to volunteer for things. I don't like imposing my opinions on other people. But I do have certain causes that I give money to. And I have been a volunteer at Pride. And I think that it's important, even in places where we think that things aren't that bad. It will always be more difficult. It will always be more difficult to be a LGBT person than a straight one. Yeah, that's just how it is. When I grew up in France, the first time that I saw the word lesbian was graffitied on a wall. And I asked one of the adults at my school or something, like, oh, what's that? What does that mean? And they just told me that you can't say that word. They did not explain to me what it was. Also, sometimes they would come up homosexuality on TV, and my parents were very into avoiding the word sex around me when I was small. So they would turn the channel. And so I thought that gay people were pedophiles, or people that hurt other people with their sexuality. That's why I grew up believing, because nobody explained to me. And the people that were supposed to explain to me kind of dismissed it. And the people who were homophobic were the only ones who explained things the way that they saw things. And I wasn't in a super repressed environment, and I wasn't in a religious environment either, but it took me a long time to understand what sexuality was, what LGBTQ was. I had to do all the research on my own. And I don't know if I am a lesbian, but I am definitely queer in the way that the whole me is. I might also be neurodiverse. So I'm diverse in all the ways except physical. Not ethnically, because I am white and I am a cis white woman. But I am on the queer spectrum and on the neurodivergent spectrum. And things are difficult for me. So it's just that this day reminded me of all the struggles that queer people had to go through. This Pride Parade was only started being organized in this town like a year or two ago. So, and it was started by a 16-year-old, which I'm so glad that there are 16-year-olds nowadays that can do this, that can be proud of who they are and proud of the diversity of other people, and who go against what their parents and grandparents have taught them, and that there are parents that are supportive nowadays, much more than there was before. And it was beautiful to see all these parents who are proud, and these children and teenagers who are proud. And there were even gay dogs. No, but they had the pride flag on the dogs, and there's a different meaning to pride than just all the marketing around it, all of the merch, all of the party aspect. There is an aspect that it was a protest to start with, and because life was really hard for LGBTQ people before, and it's still hard, even if certain places have laws and stuff put in place to help LGBTQ people. Our life will still be a little bit more complicated, difficult than the average cis, white, straight male person. And well, neurotypical person. So I think that a lot of my sexuality and neurodivergence are probably something linked, that are linked. And that's okay. I'm not trying to be a special snowflake, but it's who I am. If I am a special snowflake, then I can't just try to be one. I am one, and it's annoying. I don't want to be one, but I have to be proud of it. Okay. So I'm trying to have fun with my life, be myself around other people. I also talked to one of my friends the day before, Thursday, and it was great talking to her. It was also great talking to my supervisor. And I am surrounded by people who enjoy my presence, who love me for the way I am,